Hello everyone and welcome to your learning journey. It's the start of a brand new week, Monday the 8th of February, and this week we're going to be working really hard towards our final outcome with all of the knowledge and skills that we've acquired throughout our learning journey. Can we remember our learning journey question? How important are hedgehogs in the garden food chain? Now, we've done lots and lots of thinking about hedgehogs. We've thought about what they eat, where they like to live. We've thought about how hedgehogs at the moment are struggling quite a lot in our gardens and how other people are trying to make sure that we protect hedgehogs and rescue them, look after them and try and release them to the wild or back into our gardens. We've looked a bit at gardens and the plants and animals we might find there, and last week you did lots of work on food chains. You did some fantastic learning about different food chains that can be found in our gardens, in the oceans and even in other parts of the world, so well done. If we look at our 3 circles here, we have done so much learning about these things. We've learnt to group things in different ways, and you've produced mind maps to show that. You've done Venn diagrams to show that. You've made careful observations. We went on our scavenger hunt and you thought carefully about hedgehogs and what they're like. We've compared differences between living and non-living things, and we've really focused on the fact that all living things need to get their energy from somewhere, and that might be animals getting their energy from other animals, so carnivores. It might be animals getting their energy from plants, so herbivores, and some animals which we know get their energy from plants and other animals, so omnivores. And we've drawn some simple food chains. You've done brilliantly. Let's have a think about what we're going to do this week. We're going to be using our vocabulary this week that we've been gathering from tier 1 all the way up to tier 3, because at the end of this week we're going to create a fantastic information text, an explanation text, all about how important hedgehogs are in our gardens and for our environment, so the world around us. I'd like us to think really carefully today about food chains with hedgehogs in them. Now, you've got 2 tasks for today, and I'm going to explain the first one now. As you can see on your screen, I have got a food chain that's all mixed up, and your first job is to draw a food chain in the correct order that has got a hedgehog in it. So you might want to pause the video now and have a go at that, or listen to the next part of your learning journey for today and then have a go. When you're drawing your food chain today, make sure that you follow our food chain success criteria, where we said that we need arrows to show the energy being transferred from plant animal or animal to animal or sun to plant, and make sure that you label each part correctly. As you can see here, the labels aren't correct. In your food chain with a hedgehog in it, you might also want to have a predator at the end. If you'd like, pause the video now and have a go at that. You could set it out really beautifully in your learning journey with the title, A Garden Food Chain, and then draw your pictures and label them. Alternatively, I've put a worksheet up onto Class Dojo so you can fill in those boxes. Okay, here's the next part of your learning journey once you've completed that part. Perhaps your food chain might look slightly different to mine, and that's okay. You'll notice here I've got a badger at the end as the hedgehog's predator. You might have something different. Here's the second part of your task for today. I would like you to think about this question. What would happen if we took the hedgehogs out of the food chain? So let me move the hedgehog out. Oh dear, what is going to happen? What is going to happen to the snail or the other invertebrate that you've got in here? What is going to happen to the plant? Is anything going to happen to the sun? Is that going to be affected? And what's going to happen the other side of the food chain, say to the badger or the other predator you've got here for the hedgehogs. And I would like you to have a go at writing your explanation in full sentences for me, because this is going to help when we come to write our explanation text later in the week. You might start it off like this. If hedgehogs were removed from the food chain, there could be an increase, which means lots more, in slugs and snails in the garden. Oh, the spinner right needs to fix that up. There we are. In the garden. So what would happen if there were more snails in the garden? What are they going to do to all of the plants? Is it going to be good for the plants, do you think? Or is it going to be bad for the plants? And what's going to happen this side of the food chain? Are the badgers going to be able to get the energy that they need? Okay, so your task for today is to create your food chain beautifully neatly in your learning journey, and your explanation of what would happen if we took hedgehogs out of the food chain underneath. Okay, if we took the hedgehog, I should put, out of the food chain underneath. Okay, don't forget your capital letters and full stops. And listen up for your reading task today, because it's going to be really important for your writing later on in the week. Well done everyone, and I can't wait to see your food chains and explanations.